Hey friends, this is Coach Josh out here with a short video on how to get over the most important fitness obstacle, which is you. So I posted last week about asking questions about people's obstacles and what the toughest thing to overcome is, and I was surprised at how many people said that their biggest obstacle was themselves. And I find that absolutely fascinating because I don't think that they're wrong. I think that mindset is the biggest piece for success, whether fitness or relationships or business or anything like that. But mindset is paramount. And so I put together some things to help refocus and shift the mindset when your biggest obstacle in your path is you. And I'm going to break them down into 5 ideas that are very simple. And the number one thing is when you're in that place where you're stuck, remember that if anybody has succeeded in your position who looks like you, who is in similar circumstances, whether you're, a young real estate agent trying to get their business off the ground or a single parent mom trying to get in shape again, whatever the situation is, know that there's lots of people who have been there and succeeded. And because you haven't yet, that's okay. But it means it's possible. So looking at the success of people similar to you makes it possible. And as long as it's possible, as long as there are other people that are doing it, you can do it too. If you just develop the habits and the skill set and the mindset of success, you're gonna be able to succeed too. So reminding yourself, the number one thing is change is possible. You can definitely succeed. It's been done, it's being done, and you can do it because you are just as capable as anybody else out there. Number 2, if there's something you're trying to find, whether it's your health or getting better at your personal relationships, it's easy to get too far ahead and think of life, or think of 6, 7, 8 steps down the road, focusing on just the next step, just the next piece. So if you're trying to lose weight, a lot of times people will email me or call me, hey Josh, what macros should I be eating? What's the most important split for fat loss, and how do I get that? It's probably the wrong question to be asking. Probably the next step for you, if you're trying to get somewhere on your in your journey and trying to achieve a goal, is to maybe just start eating whole, healthy foods and eliminating some of those diet rules that you might have that are legacy from things that you've tried in the past that didn't stick. So simplifying your life, maybe giving yourself some bandwidth so you can start to put some energy and effort into your fitness, into your health. That might be the thing for you. So whatever your next step is the only thing that you need to focus on. So believing that change is possible, focusing on the next step, and then reminding yourself all of the things you got going on that are right. Like if you're somebody who says, and I'm the biggest obstacle in my journey into my fitness, that's huge because you have self-awareness. So you actually probably have a lot more resources at your disposal than you're aware of. Focusing on what you do have and what's going well. So it's like you're self-aware. You're a learner. You're somebody who is curious and can ask questions, which will help us in step 4, which is sharing strategies for success. Meaning asking for help from people who've done what you're trying to do, who've been successful at what you're trying to accomplish and been in your position, and making sure that you're adopting a strategy that's right for you, that's going to guarantee success. And basically there's a litmus test. If you ask yourself the question, is the step I'm taking, is the thing I'm doing going to help me get to my goal? If the answer is not hell yes, then you might not want to take that action. So making sure that you're adopting and borrowing strategies from success for people who have succeeded or are doing the thing that you want to do, that's huge. So reaching out for help, borrowing and learning from success and other people's failures for that matter. But so being curious and reaching out is amazing. Do that, and you will be on the right track. And then the 5th and the final thing is probably the most challenging of all of these things, but it is show up. You have to continue to show up for yourself. for you, for your community, for the people that are relying on you, for the people that are holding you accountable. Keep showing up, because it's easy to show up when you're in the lead. It's easy to show up when you're winning, but when you're not winning, when things are tough, when you fail time and time again, and you don't want to try anymore, and you're beat up and you're beat down, it's really easy to give up. But the person who keeps going to the gym, who keeps doing the meal prep, who keeps on reading the books, who keeps on keeping their head in the game and taking the next step, whatever step forward that is, that's who's going to be successful. And if you just keep showing up, I think Cal Ripken, the Iron Man, has a book. He's played more Major League Baseball games than anybody else, consecutive games. And the title of his book is Show Up. So obviously there's something to it, but not everybody can do it, because not everybody is the Iron Man. Not everybody's Cal Ripken. So to recap, if you're in your own way, believe the change is possible. If people like you have done it, if people in your situation or similar circumstances have done it, it's possible for you too. Focus just on the next step. Don't think 10 steps down the road, 3 steps down the road. Focus on the next step for you. Acknowledge what you've done right. Acknowledge what resources you do have, because if you're engaged in this conversation, you have resources. You're smart. You're capable. You're determined and deliberate. And borrow strategies for success for people who've already done what you're trying to do, or people who are successful and can lead you down the path. So borrow strategies for success and keep showing up. Do those 5 things. You can have anything you want. You're gonna be in great shape. You're gonna have the career and business you want. You're gonna have the family and relationships you want. If you just keep doing those fundamental things, being on your own side, not quitting, not showing up, so that you can achieve all of the things you want, and obviously bring out the warrior within.